Oh shit. What's up, guys? We're going to be talking about Carved, which just came to Hulu on the 21st of October, so it's brand new. And it takes place on Halloween. It's about this, it's described as a live museum. It's like a historical reenactment village. And it opens up with the slaughter that happens. That's within the first 3 minutes. That's not a spoiler. Right? This is going to be spoiler free. And the rest of the movie is kind of it's the leading up to slash aftermath of said slaughter. And our main character is Kyra and her brother Trevor, and Farkle from Girl Meets World, who is also in Ma, and he plays Cody. There's like a main group of people trying to avoid this killer pumpkin who's has like these, instead of like vines coming out of it, they're more like tentacles, and it kills people, and it can grab knives, and the kills are pretty brutal. There's a lot of beheadings, well, decapitations. The only problem is that it's all CGI, so it looks really. I think that's the big difference between CGI and practical effects, because like no matter how fake practical effects look, it still doesn't take you into cartoon land. Whereas a lot of CGI, it's just kind of like, oh, that looks pretty, like I get what's going on. Like the head coming off looked kind of real, but the green tentacles coming out of the pumpkin, and it's the weirdest looking pumpkin. And it was picked out of the patch by somebody who thought this pumpkin would be a good pumpkin to enter into a pumpkin carving contest. Like, why would you ever touch that pumpkin? Yeah, it's a really stupid premise. The killer pumpkin that crawls around like a spider. And this is described the genre, one of the genres. Tubi does this a lot. I love Tubi, but it pisses me off. One thing that pisses me off about Tubi, right now there's Joe Kent commercials every goddamn break, no matter what I'm watching. That's annoying me because I don't want politics on my Tubi. For one, that and the commercials are just really annoying. And two, like Tubi must have like the best sense of humor in the world, like because to them everything's funny. If you go to comedy, there's all kinds of, it's like, how are all these horror movies? These horror movies are not comedy. Just, and I don't know. And this movie makes me feel like if a movie's kind of hokey, then oh well, that's because it's a comedy. Like no, that's because that part was stupid. And you have a lot of dumb shit in your movie, and you need to like make a better movie, not just rely on, well, it's a comedy. No big deal. We can get away with that because it's a comedy. It's like, no, that's not funny. Because this movie wasn't really funny, and this movie wasn't terrible. It was actually, the suspense was kind of done well. There were some kind of neat ideas in it, and like the characters, you kind of care for them. The main character, Kyra, and her brother, they have a relationship. Their parents are dead. I don't know why their parents are dead, or how their parents are dead, or who's taking care of them now, or anything like that. There's not a lot of backstory. That's as far as it goes. Her boyfriend is basically Farkle. I think they're basically boyfriend and girlfriend. She finds out on this night that he's planning to leave in a couple weeks to go to New York to pursue his on Broadway or off Broadway career. So you get like, there's kind of a connection between characters where it's like, okay, that's her and her brother. You can most people can relate to that. And then that's her boyfriend who's leaving, so you can relate to that. And she feels betrayed, but they got to work together. And it's like, oh, I'm really pissed at you for this because I feel betrayed or whatever. But at the same time, we got a killer pumpkin after us, so it's not really a good time to discuss any of this. So I don't know. It's kind of a fun movie if you're into CGI, which I don't really know anybody that is. I've never heard anybody say anything good about CGI as far as horror movies go. But it's funny because we keep getting it. And few people are actually going back and say, well, we're not going to use CGI because nobody likes it. People are doing it anyway. So if you are, let me know. Leave me a note in the comments saying, I think CGI is cool. Tell me why. Doesn't even have to be a good reason. Because I don't hate CGI. Just sometimes it takes me out of it. It's just kind of like, well, now it's a cartoon. And I can't think of any. I guess if the CGI is really good, you don't notice that there's CGI. Which you can't do that with practical effects. You can't be like, oh, wow, that looked really good. They must have really chopped his head off. It's not a two-way street. This movie's fun. It's pretty gory, but like I said, it's CGI. It's CGI blood. So it's not, I don't know. It's I don't know, depending on what you let your kids watch. My daughter would probably laugh her ass off at this and stop watching after the first 20 minutes. She'd be like, this is stupid. But I sat through it. I'm not in any rush to watch it again, but I thought it was good for what it was. So that's all I got for that one. I'll see you guys next time.